cursed land lies deep in a dense, colorless forest. Hidden within this land is an ancient city, once known to the forest folk as the Holy Land. Buried in the depths of the city, a warning was discovered long after the rulers have fallen. Grave misfortune will befall those who behold the idol that stares into the darkness. The idol, taken from the ancient land, led the kingdom down a path of destruction. The idol must be returned. Under a dark and cloudy sky, the Swordmaster led his men to the ancient land. The cursed land swallowed the soldiers, and all that remained was dark silence.
Oh yeah, here we are, entering the finest of King's Fields. Yes, oh my gosh, this game has haunted me my whole life. When I was younger, I thought it was way too scary to play. Let's see, this is the attack button. I was just playing the Eternal Ring for the first time, and the buttons and controls are slightly different, and I was wondering if that one was much older, but actually it's only a year's difference, so pretty interesting. Rest to all who visit, happiness to all who depart. Yikes, as if we could depart. Alright, let's take a look. So, I've started this game like a million times, but I only just recently started to get somewhere with it on an actual physical copy I have, one of the few games I actually bothered to still have a physical copy of. And yeah, I thought I would try and record a little bit of it, because, oh, it's so good, it's just so good. Yeah, it looks a lot better than the other game, the Eternal Ring, even though they're only like a year apart. I'm from Helidon. My fellow soldiers went to the ruins. So most of the time when I'm playing these games, I have sort of a nonchalant, kind of goofy attitude with the story, because, you know, I feel like a lot of games kind of take themselves too seriously, so I just kind of mess around with the character voices. How do I get to my menu? Oh, there we go. It's been a minute. Okay, we need to equip that club, please and thank you. Let's get that going. And we'll just walk around a little bit. But this game, I just have deep, mad respect for. It just is so perfectly atmospheric. It's so dark. It's so just... Owie! Oh, I forgot there was one behind me. Phew! Oh, I gotta kill a couple of these, because at first they're kind of everywhere. Come here, guys. Come over here. Let's be friends. You gonna come over here? So the trick with this game is that every monster has sort of like a limit to how far they can walk. And if you find that limit, then you can just slap them in the head and they can't do anything about it, which is great. Yep, you're just gonna turn around. So this game would be pretty difficult if it didn't do that, so luckily it does, even though it's probably just kind of like a memory limit thing and they probably didn't really want it to do that. But I don't know, I feel like it makes the game a little bit more manageable. And it's otherwise an extremely difficult and dark and creepy game. So I'll take it. I'll take the tiny amounts of jank that we do get. This is me running now. Interestingly, the Eternal Ring, Miner's Graveyard by the way, you start in a running speed and you press X to walk, which is a lot different. So, yeah, it feels like they were kind of taking the Eternal Ring, and that was like their breakaway experimental piece. Whereas Kingsfield is, you know, this is number 4. They've been doing this series for a while, so it's pretty tried and true for them. And so I'm wondering which one actually ended up being more of an inspiration for the games that would come after, like Dark Souls. They say this game. Mood-wise, I would probably agree, but I don't know, like action-wise, it feels more like the Eternal Ring. I had no idea things were like this. Is there any other way? My wife is waiting for me on the other side of the cliff. Dots. People change what they're saying as you go around, but they never say anything happy, just so you know. Yeah, so I've been trying to beat this game since I was a kid, but when I was a kid, I found it just way, way, way too scary. Just way, way, way too scary. And there's still parts that I've not really done that I usually hand out to my brother, because it has a great way of just kind of getting under your skin. It's a creepy atmosphere. It's a creepy little game. And it definitely knows it, and it definitely means to be. So, there should be another plant right around here somewhere. Where are you? Did you go behind the building? Hello? And, it's not me, by the way. It's really turns that slowly. It's just kind of a... It's like you're walking through a nightmare, is what it feels like. The whole game is like being trapped in a nightmare. And I just find that experience really fascinating. And I don't think any other game has really kind of captured this feeling. And even the earlier Kingsfield games don't capture this really nightmarish sensation. I would say the one that's closest would be 3, unsurprisingly. The first one never made it to America, so I have no idea. The first one in America, it moves just a little bit faster, and it feels a little bit more roleplay-y. Also, there's a lot more sort of unrefined details in it that are feel more like a rage game and a little trollish compared to like this game. And 3 and this one are just very polished dungeon crawling roleplay games that are just so pristine in their vision and their execution are just brilliant. Oh, we're just walking around this first area and killing a couple of things, and we'll just take a look around in this first episode, because in any game I play, I like to train. I mostly play roleplay games, and I just like to spend a lot of time working on my character and leveling up. So that's what I do. I usually get to about level 10. I buy all the equipment I can, even though, for the most part, you find equipment. I like to just kind of buy everything to start off with in this game. So then I'm just kind of kitted out, and it just makes it a little less hellish. And also, a typical trick in Kingsfield is you start with so little HP that monsters can usually one-shot you. Luckily, this one isn't quite that bad. There, I leveled up. But still, it's nice to kind of get a little ahead of things. In the other one, number 3, you actually can just walk around the initial town, hub town, and it's basically like not even a big deal to just do nothing but train for a while. Okay, so I can smash you when I come back with a mace, which I will eventually. There's no jumping in this game, by the way. You just have to run at things. And we have here the infamous well from 3. They're all over the place for some reason. Alright, was this one locked or this one? That one's locked. Another thing that's all over Kingsfield, like most games, well actually not really like most games, not only do you need keys for areas like in most games, but you also need keys for boxes. and then you have to remember where those boxes are. So good luck with that. That's a very typical King's Field trick, which you will never get away from if you're playing these games. They really like to do that. I need a mace. Here's my save state. Can I break this one at least? No, not at all. Actually, I might have hit the thing on top. No, can't break it. Alright, there's my first save thing, so, but I'm not too concerned. I don't mind. Let's go around here. And up here, can I get anything from here? No, I gotta jump across the parapets there. Alright, so, is there any other plants hanging around, or... Oh, yet there is. I don't know where you came from. Oh, there's two now. Where the heck were you guys? Unbelievable. Come on over. I would like you to meet my club. Mr. Club in the face. Okay, he's turning around. So even though if you watch the Eternal Ring one, I was kind of juking and dancing a bit, this one, it really pays to be patient, because I get the sense that the Eternal Ring is more of a about story and roleplay and character. It has voice acting. This game barely has characters at all. You don't even really know who you are playing as, other than Man with Idol of Sorrow. And that's about it. You're just here to return it. So, I don't know if it ever clarifies it, but this game is real big on keeping you in the dark. And you know what? I kind of really appreciate that about it. So, it works. It really just kind of gives you a sense that you're alone in this nightmare. Like, if you're having a nightmare, you're just completely alone. There's no escaping it. It's just doom and darkness. And it will never be anything but. Okay, so if we go around with the lava here, we can grab some boots. And also, we can go across here. So, let's see. Maybe we'll do the lava first, because it's not too big of a deal. It's a little scary. I'm not a big fan of lava. Worst case scenario, we get a very scary scream in our ears. Yeah, I gotta go over a little bit, right? Is that where you want me to jump? Or further? Looks about the same, so let's go. Whee! Ouch, that took a lot of damage off of me. Owie. I'm gonna have to use one of my herbs. Let's get on up here and line up our next jump before I go grab us some healing. I have 4, so we're good. Oh, man. Owies. You just kind of slow down if you take damage. So there's our free boots. Only slightly embedded in lava, so that's fine. Give me that. Give me that. Alright, now back upstairs, please. Yes. Okay. And hop across. Oh no, I went in the lava! No! I should have quick saved. I was being too cocky. Okay, we are back. Whee! Alright, made it that time. So, yeah, so take a look at this place. Like, look at this world. It's freaky, so freaky. So we have this castle wall butted right up against the lava. It's all collapsed, and then there's that old guy, and the bridge was suddenly out. And so, the thing is, it is actually explained. It's not just like arbitrary video game funky area design. I think it was I want to say it's the third one, but I could be wrong. It could have been the second one. But it's actually explained that, I wonder if I can jump to that. I bet you could. But it's explained that when the darkness, and that's the whole point of the game, is that this darkness stuff comes. When the darkness comes, I wonder if I can just kind of... Oh, nope, they take you down instantly and make you take damage. Wow, that was really close to death. It's a good thing I cleared everything out because I would have been attacked there. But so basically, this is a medieval like setting, and there's a king, and somehow in extremely intense asterisks, somehow the king always becomes essentially corrupted. Because the king is corrupted, the land becomes corrupted. That's the basic gist of King's Field. But it's really interesting. When the corruption happens, not only do like monsters appear and they like kill everybody, but the land itself actually becomes twisted. So that's why you get like these really confusing, weird mazes, and you get like these areas of like intense darkness, and you get just really strange stuff going on. It's because the darkness like basically rearranges the whole map. You know what? It was the third one because we find that out because there's an old lady you have to go and meet, and she's like in this frozen cliff tops area, and she says that before the darkness fell, the area used to be a beach. She used to be on a beachside inn was her family land, and now it's this ridiculous cliff top full of demons and these weird mazes. And if I'm not mistaken, that's also where the Corridor of Pain is, my favorite level. Yes. The music in this game also, like the soundtrack, is just stunning. Like, it's so cool. And Kingsfield 3 kind of had music like this. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was the same composer, but it's just really put together in this one. It's cool. Alright, let's see about this man here. Hey, customer, how odd. Let's see. I'll pay handsomely for a rock of life. Who's screaming? Alright. Gloves acquired, so let's take a look around and see what we can steal from David Bunch. Money. We do like money. Okay, now as soon as we get a Morning Star, we can smash that stuff. And what have we got here? Same with this. Can't really get through until we have a Morning Star, but also I know it will open on its own, which is, you know, ideal. And we'll just take a look around this corner, but I already know we can't really do anything. So, yeah, this game is just really ideal to me because there's not a lot of characters and there's not a lot of exclamation. You're basically just left on your own and you have to just figure it out, go figure it out, and that's it. And that, to me, is like a really underrated way to go about a game. A lot of times games have so many characters and so much expose and so much setting and so much lore that it, especially new games, it can take over an hour to actually get to the point where you're playing a game, which I just don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, I want to sit down and I want to play a game. I want to enjoy a new game that I was excited about. You know? What a concept. So, if I wanted to sit through an entire movie's worth of content, why wouldn't I sit through a movie? Why would I pick up a video game? So, the fact that this gives you, like, maybe a minute worth of lore in a quick cutscene that's interesting, and then it just throws you right in, and there's not a ton of characters you need to know about. There's not anything you need to know about. You just need to go explore. How much better does it get than that?